Good evening, everyone, and welcome to this evening's Ellie's Gifts relaxation session. My name's Katie, and I'm here to offer you an hour's relaxation courtesy of Ellie's Gift. I'm really pleased to be here this evening. I've got quite a interesting session lined up, something slightly different. I'm bringing a bit of Reiki into this evening. So, yeah, it's in the form of a visualization. So it's not sort of healing hands as such, but I find this a really sort of soothing visualization that helps me when I give Reiki. So I thought I might share it with you guys this evening. I've slightly adapted it. So we'll see how that goes. So we'll start I'll just give a very brief outline of the session. And whilst I do this, by all means, setting yourself up. If you've never been before, we'll be doing a little meditation. But I often lie down for my meditations and visualizations. So by all means, do the same. There's no pressure to sit or sit upright. When you hear the word meditation, sometimes you feel that's how you have to be. Well, these sessions, the emphasis is very much on relaxing and calming the nervous system. So, setting yourself up to be comfortable, warm enough, hydrated enough, make sure your body's supported. So if you're lying, make sure your head is gently supported, not too far back, not too far forward, keeping everything open, sort of nice and relaxed and supported. And likewise, your lower body. So you might have a lower back problem. So just gently putting some cushions under your knees, maybe. If you want your legs sort of outstretched, whatever works for you, you know your body best. So setting your environment up, to work, best for you. So just very briefly then, I'm going to be starting with some gentle self-touch. So it's just some very light sort of touching, generally around the face, head area, and the upper body, just the shoulders, the chest, because the vagus nerve travels down this part of the body from the head, and it's just really soothing to apply touch to that area. There's some like little hacks you can do if you like, just to calm. So we'll do that initially just to sort of get in the zone. Then we'll have a very brief break just to maybe change your position or have a sip of water or something. And then we'll do a body scan. So this is a water-based body scan. So it's a bit of a new one for me. More of that when we get there, but we'll be working up the body as opposed to down the body. I'm using the idea of sort of soothing, healing water. And then we'll move into the Reiki visualization, possibly some music at the end. We'll see how we go for time. Okay, so let's set ourselves up. So if you haven't done so already, do so now. And I'll do the same. Let's have a sip of water. Okay. Okay. Okay, so Just allowing your body just to find that natural sort of position that it's in, whatever you've chosen. Just really allowing it just to feel the surface it's resting on. So come into contact with that surface beneath. So if you're sitting, that would be your buttocks on the chair, your feet on the floor, and maybe the back supporting you. If you've got a back to your chair and you're leaning right back in it. If you're lying like me, that'll be the back of your head, your upper body, upper back, middle back, lower back. The buttocks. Just really feeling that contact. That, gravity is this amazing force that's calibrated just right to support us. So we don't float up and we're not pressed down into the earth. So, allowing that idea of gravity to hold our body, hold our muscles. So we don't have to hold ourselves. We don't have to apply force or energy to hold ourselves. We can just let ourselves sort of rest back into gravity, if you like. It's gently holding us upon the surface of this earth. It's quite amazing, really. You think about it. So yeah, letting the buttocks release into gravity. And then the thighs, those long muscles of the thighs. Allowing the knee joints to release. The legs supported. The calf muscles. And then the feet. So the whole back of the body supported and held by the surface and by gravity. Okay, so we're going to start with a little touch. We're going to start with the very top of the head. So if it works for you, by all means, you could take your glasses off. I'm not going to, because I want to I want to see the screen. But by all means, you can even, take your glasses off. If you've got any hair bands or anything, take them out, hair clips. Just bringing the tips of the fingers to the top of the head. So first of all, just gently feeling the scalp. So what does the sensation of your hair actually feel like? We're brushing our hair throughout the day, sometimes several times a day, evening and night, usually. But how often do we actually feel the texture of our hair? So what does your hair feel like? Perhaps it feels soft, silky maybe. Maybe gently rotating the fingers on the scalp. There's so many muscles in the scalp, around the head, the back of the neck. So maybe just gently massaging the scalp, maybe a firmer touch. So mindfulness is all about the senses and coming into the senses, into the body and our five senses. So let's think about the idea of the sense of sound. What can you actually hear as you do this? Are there any sounds reverberating through your skull that you can hear? Just moderating the touch to suit what works for you. I'm actually finding I'm enjoying quite a firmer touch, really sort of getting into those muscles, almost like a bit of a Indian head massage type thing. So maybe you could gently sort of even pull on the hair. That might work. So another way of letting those muscles, the scalp muscles, just release. Okay. And bringing the hands down just to the temples, either side, the eyes. Maybe just gently massaging here. How does your skin feel on your face and your fingers? Is it cool? What's the temperature like? Warm? Texture? What's the texture like? Soft? I've just put some face cream on so mine feels quite sort of slidey. It's quite good for massage. And maybe bringing the hands down and just gently cupping the face, just holding your own head. That sort of soothing gesture, just cupping your face, if that works for you. There's absolutely no pressure to do any of this. Sometimes that can feel quite relaxing, comforting. The body is very sort of neutral in how it responds. So it doesn't know that it's us touching it, if that makes sense. If it's our own hands. So that's why we can effectively give ourselves a hug, cup our own face, hold our own hand. And the body still, sort of receives that, releases oxytocin, and calms. Maybe gently massaging along the jawline now. This can be quite a common place, can't it, to hold tension. Maybe exploring different ways of massaging this area. Around the mouth, maybe, chin. Loads of muscles around the mouth enable us to talk, chew. Bearing the pressure, whatever works for you. You might want to do it really lightly, like a stroke. You might really want to get in there, into those muscles. Yeah. Okay, so let's bring the hands round now to the back of the head. Sort of a bit like when we cup the face, cupping the back of the head. So there's these very tiny muscles at the back of our skull where it joins our neck, our vertebra, called the suboccipital muscles. It's hard to say. They're really small, and they take the weight, this big heavy head of ours. So just relieving them of that duty for a while, and just cupping the head. So if you're sitting, obviously you're going to feel this even more. If you're lying, just maybe even remove the pillow if you've got a pillow, so your head's not yanked up. Just gently massaging into those small supporting muscles, the tips of the fingers. How does that sound? You hear that reverberating in your head. How does it feel? Are you feeling any emotions at the moment? Does this feel soothing and calming, or does this not work for you? However you find you're responding to this, that's absolutely fine, and there's absolutely zero pressure to do it. These are just options, just choices. Okay, so just resting the hands at the back of the neck just for a moment. Then bringing them round to the shoulders. Just resting them on the shoulders. The shoulders are another place, a bit like the jaw. We can really, build up tension throughout the day. Almost get in a cycle with the breath, where our breath becomes shallower and higher, and our shoulders become harder, more raised and tighter, and that can feed back. You almost get like a sort of cycle of breathing shallower, and the shoulders get tighter, accessory muscles. So just really releasing the shoulders, maybe a little bit of massage here, that might help. Just gently massaging along those broad, long muscles, the trapezius along the top, attaching to the back of the neck and the spine, out to the shoulder. Doing it in whatever way works for you. And we'll just finish this part of the session just by resting our hands on the chest. Just having a few moments just to see how we feel now. What's the emotional weather like, people, this evening? What's here for you? Whatever's here, be that sadness, happiness, excitement, anticipation, boredom, frustration. There's space for it all in this session this evening. We're not pushing anything away. We're just allowing ourselves to become aware, to become conscious of what we're feeling. then often in doing that, that can feel easier, can feel less challenging, feel less stressful, just because we're accepting it, acknowledging it, giving it space. Okay, so I'm just going to give you just a half a minute or so, just to change position if you'd like to. Maybe have a sip of water. Just before I start the next part of the session, which is going to be this water-based body scan. So yeah, I'll just give you a few moments. Okay. So once again, taking up your posture, finding that posture that works for you, where your body feels supported. Feeling the contact points at the back of the body, that surface beneath you. Feeling the surface and knowing that beneath that is the earth, that solidity, the earth beneath you, supporting, holding you, if you like. Okay, so I'm going to guide this as if you are lying down. So just adjust the guidance if you are sitting or reclining. So I'd like you to imagine that you're lying on a beach. So it could be a beach, say in the Indian Ocean, the Mediterranean. Just imagine that your feet are gently being lapped. Your toes are gently being lapped by the seawater. So you can just gently feel the waves as they come in and out, just gently lapping over the tips of your toes. That water feels soothing, warming. Temperature's just right. Now I'd like you to imagine that water, that seawater, is actually inside your toes. So it's gently going to be coming up through the body, through the toes and through the feet. So it's a warming, soothing water. If you like, you can imagine that it has like healing or restorative qualities to it. It's gently lapping now up inside your toes, and then inside your feet, inside the soles of your feet, the tops of your feet, All those small little bones of the feet are all being bathed. That soothing, warm water. So perhaps we could imagine that the breath is almost acting like a gentle pump, if you like. So as we breathe in and out, we're just gently drawing that water, that soothing water, up through our body, up through from our toes, through our feet, into our ankles. So a bit like the waves rise up the beach and then down, we could imagine the breath enabling that water, encouraging it to flow up and then just recede a little, and then just rise up a little bit further. If the idea of water doesn't work for you, then you could just imagine maybe a warm sort of healing glow, like a warm sort of light almost rising up the body. So as you breathe, it rises up, then it gently lowers down again, and then gently rises up. It's like a rhythm. And each time it's filling up both your feet now, both your lower legs. So it's risen up through the ankle joints, through the intricate ankle joints, into the calves and the shins. Rising up through the muscle, the bone, up into the knee joints now. So really soothing those knee joints. They do so much work for us throughout the day. The standing, walking, running, going upstairs. So just really allowing that water just to wash those joints from within, bathe them, if you like, in a healing balm. Behind the kneecaps, all the ligaments. And then gradually the breath, the rhythm of the breath, we're drawing that water up through into the thighs. So both the thighs, then up into the pelvis. So up through the buttocks, into the pelvis, whole basin of the pelvis. Soothing, nourishing, replenishing. And up through the back of the body, so into the sacrum, bathing the base of the spine. So all the vertebrae of the spine now. The water rising up through the body, gently lapping, filling the vessel of the body, if you like. It's almost like we're a jug or a glass or a bottle. We're just gently being filled up. So as the water rises up through the torso, vertebra by vertebra, all those long muscles of the back, washing upwards into the scapulae on either side. Bathing the lungs, if you like. Of course, because this is magical water, we can breathe and it's absolutely fine. But as I say, if it doesn't work for you, then you could imagine like a light, a warm, glowing, tender, compassionate light sort of emanating throughout your torso, or your organs soothed, nourished, bathed. And the water rises up now to the shoulders. So we're shoulder height now. This soothing seawater, soothing light, that works better for you. And then it's filling us up and it's beginning to trickle down now on either side, out through the shoulders, down into the upper arms. We can feel our shoulders and our upper arms releasing into this comforting warmth. The muscles of our arms and our shoulders letting go. The water pours down now into our elbow joints, through the forearms, and spills through into the intricate wrist joints on either side, through into the palms of the hands, and then the fingers and all those tiny, tiny bones and muscles and ligaments, the fingers and the hands. The water is getting into every little crevice, replenishing, nourishing. Our whole body is feeling bathed and cared for. It's got like a sort of tender quality about it. As I say, it's magical, magical seawater. So it contains love. So now, coming back up the arms, bringing our attention up to the shoulders, and then allowing this water to rise up even further. So through the chest, up through the neck, bathing all the vertebrae of the neck. Easily breathe. There's space for everything. So the brain in our head is already sort of floating in its own sort of spinal fluid, if you like. And it's a soft sort of spongy organ in our head, isn't it? The brain. So let's imagine it being sort of bathed and replenished by this nourishing warm water. We can maybe even take this further and imagine that our thoughts are being bathed. Maybe our emotions were bathed on the way up as the water passed through our heart area. So now our thoughts, our minds, everything can be soothed, calmed, allowed to just calm. The brain can stop its incessant working out or planning or predicting or comparing, trying to understand, trying. You can let all of that go. As this soothing water just fills up our head all the way up to the tip of our scalp. The whole of our body now filled, bathed in this healing balm of restorative water, infused with tenderness and care. We can rest here and let everything that needs it, physically, emotionally, mentally, just soak up this healing balm. Okay, so I'm going to take us into the visualization now. We're into, I suppose that was visualization really, wasn't it? But into the Reiki visualization. So just resting here, this posture, just gently settling your attention now onto your breath. So breathing in and breathing out, not doing anything with the breath, just becoming aware of the movement of the breath. And if you haven't closed your eyes, maybe closing them now, if that works for you. And if at any stage this isn't working for you, by all means, stop following my guidance, open your eyes. Give yourself the time you need and what you need to come back into your window of tolerance. So we're going to go on a special journey now, a journey of healing, peace and love. So just if you can, in whatever way your imagination works best, visualize yourself following a path in the countryside. There are trees around you. There's the blue sky overhead and the comforting warmth of the sun on your back. As you walk down your path, you see a gate into a field. You know that you can open this gate and you can pass in. And ahead of you, having opened the gate, you notice that there's then a different path. So you begin to walk along that path. It's gentle and it's flat. But then as you walk further along this path, you realize you're beginning to climb upwards. Ahead of you is a hill to be climbed. You can see that the path leading all the way to the top, it winds round this hill. So you take a deep breath and then you move onward. This path that you're following it's steep in places, and you begin to tire. On it winds around the hill, upwards and upwards. Maybe you feel a little breathless. Maybe your legs are a little heavy. But you know that you want to continue to the top of this hill. You can see the grass beside the path, the rocks and the stones strewn about. Above you is the blue sky, the soft, white, fluffy clouds. You can still feel the pleasant warmth of the sun on your back. It feels soothing and healing. Perhaps you can hear birds singing, maybe the gentle swish of the grass in the light breeze. Maybe you can hear small insects chirping. So you come to stop and you come to rest for a moment. You take in the beautiful view of the valley opening out before you below. You then recommence and keep walking as the path continues to wind upwards. And as you walk, you begin to realize that you're carrying 5 bags. You know that in fact, you've always been carrying these 5 bags. You become aware that these 5 bags have always been with you. You become aware of them now because it's almost time to open these bags now that you're almost at the top of this hill. It's sort of making more and more sense why you're walking up this hill. It's all to do with the fact that you're carrying these 5 bags. Once you reach the very top, you'll be able to open these bags that you've carried so far for so long. So the path begins to level out as you get close to the top of the hill now. The hilltop itself is quite flat. And at its centre, you see a building. It's an ancient tower. You're sort of fascinated by it. It has a timeless sort of wisdom about it. It's like it's witnessed so much within its sturdy stone walls. So many lives, so many generations. You notice that there's a passage leading through the heart of the base of the tower. And as you begin to investigate, you can see that the inside the tower, there are 2 stone benches on either side. So you sit down on one side of them in the cool and in the shade, and you're pleased to be out of the sun just for these few moments. It's quiet and it's peaceful here. You can feel the gentle breeze. It's cool and refreshing in this place. Gently placing the 5 bags on the ground, you begin to feel that maybe now is the time to open them. So you look carefully at them. They're sort of large leather pouches almost, with a drawstring on each. They look almost mythical, like they're some sort of bags from a fairy tale. You choose one of them, you're sort of drawn to it. You begin to open it carefully. Inside this first bag, you find all your worries and all your concerns, large and small, serious and trivial. Any worrying concerns and fears that you might have. Just for today, you can release them. You can let them go. So opening the bag wide, you see all your worries floating off into the sky like brightly coloured balloons. Away they go, floating, drifting on the gentle breeze. You notice that you feel a little different. You feel a little lighter now, a little less burdened and weighed down by your usual worries and anxieties. You feel good, you feel better. Feels like a relief, and you smile. You take a deep breath. It's time to open the second bag. So gently you pull open the leather drawstring. You look inside and you see all your festering resentments and grudges, all your irritations, which have grown bigger and bigger over the years. all the anger that you've carried for whatever reason. You've carried it all the way up this hill. And just for today, just for this moment, you can let it all go. So drawing open the bag as widely as you're able to, you watch all your irritations, all your anger just flow off up into the sky. It's becoming lighter and lighter and softer in the breeze. You watch as they float higher and higher. All these irritations, frustrations, floating higher and higher. They sort of become clouds. They sort of dissipate, drift away, and you let them go. They disperse into the air. So now you have 2 empty bags and 3 full ones. You decide to open the 3rd bag. So once again, you open it as widely as you can. And inside, you see everyone and everything that's ever taught you over your whole lifetime. Everything that you've learnt from these people. Everything is in this bag. You see your parents, you see your teachers, you see everyone who might have helped you learn and grow. But you're also able to see painful experiences and how they've also contributed to your learning and to your growth. So some of what's in this bag you probably want to keep. So you sort of look through it, allowing anything that doesn't serve your growth and your evolution, your best interests. You just allow that just to float off into the sky, harmlessly and gently floating away, like wisps of wood smoke on the air. You look through this bag once again and you give thanks. Just for today, you want to honour all sources of learning, even those that have been painful. You can let go of whatever you no longer need to hang on to, but you can keep in the bag what nurtures and what nourishes you. So now you open up the 4th bag. You look inside and you see your skills, your talents, your abilities, together with whatever it is in your life that prevents you from using those talents to their full potential. So you see any small temptations and distractions, any fears, any questions. You let it all go. You let them all go. And as they rise into the air, you watch them turn into beautiful singing birds. And you watch as they fly away. Now your abilities have the freedom to blossom. Just for today, you know you can earn your living honestly and with belief in yourself and your own truth. Just for today, you can see your soul's purpose and you can fulfill that purpose. Your talents and your abilities have been set free. And now you open the 5th and final bag. And in this bag, to your surprise, you find all of creation, all living things. You also find yourself, of course, as part of the web of creation, including those parts of yourself which you try to ignore, or which you dislike, or which cause you pain or discomfort. So just for today, You give thanks for the connectedness of all things. You give thanks for the web of creation and your place in it. For all the things that work together in balance and harmony. Your fifth bag stays full, but suddenly it seems very light, seems very easy to carry. Slowly, you get up off the stone bench and you walk back out of the tower, back out into the sunlight, onto the hilltop. You take a moment to rest, enjoying the warmth of the sun and the gentle breeze. You look around and you see what is beautiful. This is a safe place, a gentle place, a place of peace and calm. You breathe in the calm and restful atmosphere, knowing that in a moment it will be time to leave. Energy flows around you and through you. You can draw on this energy whenever you need it. You can see that there are several paths winding downwards, some steep, some less so, some rocky, some smooth. No longer tired, you choose your path and you begin your walk down the hill, knowing that you will always carry inside of yourself the image and the feeling of this beautiful place. It's always here to return to whenever you feel that you need to return, whenever you feel that you need to recharge. Your bags are very light now and the path seems easy. You've left behind all the baggage that you no longer need to carry with you. You see the small flowers on the grass beside the path. You hear the birds singing and you remember again to give thanks for beauty. The path now seems very easy and safe. And almost before you know it, you find yourself back where you started. Back at the gate. You pass through the gate and you return to the ordinary, everyday world, knowing that you've left behind you whatever you no longer need to carry. Peace and love will stay with you as you continue your day. So just for today, do not worry. And just for today, do not anger. Just for today, honor your parents, your teachers, your elders, and all sources of learning. Just for today, earn your living honestly. And just for today, show gratitude to every living thing. It is this. So gradually, as I bring this guided, special Reiki visualization to a close, coming back into your body now, so out of the image of the hill and the path and the gate, back into your body, so the weight of your body, the shape, maybe feeling the edges of your body. If you've had your eyes closed, maybe opening your eyes, letting in the light of the room, familiar shapes or colours, objects. Maybe bring in some movement, some touch, some gentle massage maybe, if that worked for you. Just coming back into your body, back into the present moment and the here and now. Okay. Just my screen. Just bear with me. Okay. So just a few words before I finish, because we've reached the end of the session pretty much. So really just a reminder that, any of the meditations or visualizations, or the soothing self-touch that we've done this evening, I hope that they've helped you calm and relax for this hour. But I'd also like to feel that, you can have access to these resources whenever you need them. So obviously there's the YouTube channel, Ellie's Gift YouTube channel, where all the recordings of all my meditations, my sessions, Lucy's, Angela's, they're all here. There's also going to be some recordings of some yoga sessions, I think, that are starting this week. So all that's there for you. And then there's the app, Ellie's Gift app. But also you have your imagination, you have yourself. So, any point in the day, if you're feeling anxious, you maybe could just use a little self-touch, just touching your face, remembering that the body registers touch. Doesn't matter that it's yourself. It could be somebody else reassuring you, and that might work for you. Or perhaps when you're lying down or sitting in a chair, maybe even on your lunch break in the car, just doing a very brief body scan. You can either come up from the toes, maybe imagining that soothing, healing water rising up, the breath sort of rising up through the body. Or you could do one in reverse, coming down from the head down to the toes, just feeling into your body, into those different points. And the whole point of that is to get out of your thinking mind, your conceptual mind, and into your being mind, into your senses, into your sensory, into the animal of the body, if you like. Or you could use your imagination and maybe imagine that special place, that hill with that tower, and just letting go of anger, letting go of worry, letting go of fear. Imagining yourself, feeling lighter. Yeah. Of course, this could be any special place. It doesn't have to be a tower on a hill. Yeah, any place that works for you. Okay, so just very, very briefly, just like to remind you that these sessions are free. So, most of the Ellie's Gift stuff is, which is amazing. So if you would like to make a donation, I think there's a link that came in the email if you got one this evening, the reminder to the session. So you could always go back to that email and click on that. Or you could go to the Ellie's Gift website and there's a button there where you can donate. And honestly, any amount, it all adds up and it would all help Lucy and her amazing project, which is Ellie's Gift. Yeah. Okay. So it will be Lucy again next week. So she'll be here next Monday. And then I will be here the week after. So with another hour's worth of relaxation. Okay, guys. You take care. And I'll see you in a couple of weeks. Okay.